Now, what's critical about that is we have to manage our own discomfort. I have to be able to sit, and you're telling me that white is black. I don't think white is black, and you know that hurts me in the tummy, and I have to be able to sit and think, yeah, my tummy's hurting. My tummy's hurting.
Well, let's entertain the idea that
But
indeed.
I'm listening to it. It doesn't mean that I'm capitulating. It doesn't mean that I have to adopt that view. I just have to hear the view. That's all.
Yeah, and this is critical, right? Because the risk is the nice guy or nice gal syndrome, where we always want to
Yeah.
please everyone.
We want
And
to please everyone.
yeah,
Yeah.
and just say condescendence,
And so
right?
we give up our ethics. We give up our principles. But no, we should hold on to those principles. We should hold on to those ethics. So the final thing then is we need to respond respectfully. So look, one really important lesson I learned from a teacher, one of my teachers, was never give up on any person or any situation. Now, I've had to moderate that because I'm not a saint. So, for instance, I've let a couple of students go, and my criterion is this: while ever they continue to make improvements, no matter how glacial, while ever they're working on it and making some progress, I'm happy to keep engaging. But if they say to me, "Oh, no, I'm not going to progress any further. I'm happy with where I am," well,
Well,
that's fine. We've talked a lot about Aikido, and I guess a lot of your audience isn't that interested because it's an abstruse thing. It's a it's not a mainstream thing really. I talked about holding the space,
uh-huh.
but really, what's happening there is we're managing our own ego. In Good to Great, they talk about the 5 levels of leadership. And I don't remember all the aspects of it. I read it over 10 years ago, I think. Um, but what the thing that stuck out for me was the level 5 leadership has ego around the success of the organization, not a personal ego. So they're often, fairly reserved people. So they're able to manage their own ego, and I think that's really critical in good leadership because, of course, I look as a little aside. I think we often point to the military as great examples of leadership,
Mm.
and I think, oh, come on, you know,
Oh my
they
God.
have to do what you tell them, or there are severe
Yeah.
consequences. In the corporate world, if someone doesn't like what you tell them to do, they can leave. They can simply ignore you, and the consequences aren't that severe. So this is,
Mm.
there's that barking orders is not leadership. That's a strict hierarchy that's in place. Leadership is getting people to do what you ask them to do because they want to do it because they see a benefit for the organization and they
Mm.
see a benefit for themselves. So if people are invested in the success of the organization, and if the leader's major motivation is the success of the organization, which is everybody, we've all seen those leaders
Yeah.
who, their major motivation is their own personal success.
Mm.
These are not leaders.